What is up, people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and I have a special guest with me today. I have Michael Ray back on my channel for the 700th video. I think this is the first time that I've had a guest for a 100th video before, not counting my puppet characters. But
well, puppet characters don't count because they're fucking puppets.
I know I have a lot of YouTube characters. Not just the Muppet
I do too, dude. Remember, I'm a two-time UWA World Champion.
Yeah.
So I've got a few characters under my belt.
Yeah. So today, for the 700th video, to continue the trend. Hold on, I'm about to burp. Excuse me. That's what happens when you drink soda. Seltzer makes your burps worse, from what I understand.
Oh, seltzer does, and it tastes like crap.
I don't think I like seltzer either.
Oh, it's bad. It tastes terrible. But we're getting on topic.
Yeah. Today, it's the 700th video, and it's Mario Day on the day we're recording this, so it's a very special day. And to continue the trend of doing something different for every 100th video, today I'm doing like a challenge video that isn't the Cinnamon Challenge, because I pretended to do that for April Fool's Day, by the way. I didn't even put the shit in my mouth. I just was like, April Fools. But yeah, today we're doing like a guessing game challenge. It's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. We're doing a guessing game challenge for Super Smash Bros. But I wanted to wait until every character has been up until like the first Fires Pass has been revealed, because we have 6 more characters on the way. So I feel like the first Fires Pass was a good ending off point. If y'all know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to be like in charge of like this little, we'll call it a quiz, and Michael here, he's going to be doing the guessing. So we're not going to. You'd think I'd have him guess the name of every Smash Bros. Character. No, that'd be way too easy. We could do that in our sleep.
Exactly, because we both play Smash, and we play. He plays a little more than I do. I'm not a diehard Nintendo guy. I'm more of a diehard Sony, but I play Smash when I get the time.
So yeah, instead we are going to. I'm going to have them guess the debut title of every character in the game. Now this includes alternate character costumes, like for Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings, and as well as like separate forms of a singular character, like Mario and Dr. Mario, Sheik and Zelda, and Samus and Zero Suit Samus. In terms of in terms of like what game did Sheik debut in first, what game did Ganondorf debut in first? Even though Ganon has been around since the first Zelda game, what game did what is the first game that the form of Ganondorf debuted in?
Exactly.
And there's even some characters, just a few, that actually did not make their debut in their home series. They made their debut in other games entirely, either as cameos or as a way to promote their upcoming debut in their home series. So yeah, with over 80 characters to work with,
like Sonic, unfortunately, his first game was not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get started.
Now, before we get into this, what we are doing is we're looking at a character list of all the characters, and for sanity on me, because he is going to torture me by doing this. I am literally going to go from left to right, on the list. Yeah. This is how I am going to do it. If you guys don't like it, freaking well.
You're going in the order of the character selection screen.
Yes,
so that's not.
Well, some people think, oh no, you should go down the list.
Why?
I don't
know.
That's
not the order.
Some people think that's how you have to do it.
That's not how you order character selection screen.
I know, but some people feel like that's how you have to do it.
Ordering them by columns instead of rows. I didn't know people even did that, but whatever.
Because they think it's simpler.
I guess, but anyway, we're going to start things off with none other than Mario himself, because it's Mario Day.
Who really cares about Mario?
I love Mario, but anyway.
Yeah, you gotta get some hate comments on that for that comment line, but who cares?
I love the Mario series.
I'm not a huge fan.
Even though he's played all the games, which he must like either he doesn't like the character or he must like the gameplay. But
it's really hit or miss with me with the gameplay, honestly. Now when it comes to his platforming, I will gladly turn away at it because I'm not the biggest platformer gamer.
oh, okay.
If you look at any of my games, the only real platformer that I own and that I've consistently kept owning is Crash Bandicoot games.
Oh yeah.
That's really the only platformer game I own. Yeah, that and Spyro, but Spyro or Tears are more of a collectathon platformer than a regular platformer.
Yeah. So
because there's a lot of shit you gotta collect in some of his games. And then it went RPG, which made no sense, but that's an argument for a later day.
We're getting way off topic. So,
exactly.
We have a lot of characters to go through, like I said. So, anyways, first off, Mario.
Okay, and now how are we gonna go with Mario, or are we gonna go with Jumpman? For the sheer fact of if you want to split hairs, technically,
I'll let you know when we need to do that.
Yeah, so. We're gonna be splitting hairs. I have to ask this for the sheer fact of because the concept of Mario was Jumpman, which debuted in the original Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, I'll let you go easy on Link as well. So that it's good that you brought that up. I forgot to bring that up. But anyway.
But the concept of Mario was Jumpman, which was the original Donkey Kong game on arcade.
So, yeah,
but as in Mario himself, his first game was Super Mario Brothers. As of Mario himself, as a character, it was Super Mario Brothers.
Actually, Jumpman debuted in Donkey Kong.
Like I said, but as Mario as a character himself, not as Jumpman.
I think Mario himself actually debuted in either Pinball or Mario Brothers.
It was Mario Brothers. Pinball was.
You said later. Super Mario Brothers.
Well,
yeah, you make.
I call them the same thing, but it's the Mario Brothers.
You got to be clear.
It's Mario Brothers, all right. Whatever. Okay. It's Mario Brothers. Pinball, I believe, came out a few years later.
Oh, okay. So
don't hold me to that because
I forgot.
You got to remember these games came out in the early '80s. I wasn't even born yet. My dad would have probably been 14 at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is terrible.
Yeah. So
next on the list we got Donkey Kong.
Yeah. When did he debut by name?
By name, that would be the title game itself, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Which is one of the strangest games I've ever played in my life.
And when did his like a revamped version debut in? Just for kicks and giggles.
No.
Like this version right here.
Well, the version
designed by Rare.
Well, the version we got from Rare debuted in Donkey Kong Country.
Correct.
On the Super Nintendo, which was one of the first games I ever played of Donkey Kong.
Cool.
I never played the arcade games because when you live in a city like we lived in, we didn't have games of that are that old.
Yeah.
Because the arcade I used to go to at Tanglewood actually, would change out games if they were over 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
So any game of any real length of age to them was more or less taken out. The only real old game at that arcade that I ever really played was Die Hard.
Oh. So, next up is Link. When did he debut by name? Because there's been a billion iterations of him.
Well, and that goes back to the timeline of the character.
Yeah, let's not try to dwell too much on the backstory of the
exactly.
characters themselves.
And we're not going to.
We're trying to spend no longer than 30 seconds on each of these, if we can.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Okay, the character of Link debuted. Now, bear with me. It was he called Link in the very first Legend of Zelda?
Yeah. He was.
Because I know the second game was called the Legacy of Link.
You mean the Adventure of Link?
Well, yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, it was called the Adventure of Link. Legacy of Link was the concept name for one. I can't remember which game that was. Anyway, yes, if I remember correctly, his as character, yes, he debuted in Legend of Zelda. I'm
Correct.
not 100% sure if he was named Link at the time.
I'm pretty sure he was, but
I wouldn't know because I never played it.
Oh.
It's a pretty old game that I never played, unfortunately.
Yeah. So what about Samus?
Samus, the first game, she debuted, and yes, she is a she for those who are still arguing this. After almost 35 years of her existence. There was Metroid.
Correct. What about Dark Samus?
Now, we were actually talking about this off camera a little bit. It was one of the Metroid Prime games.
Do you know which one?
Now, no, not really. All I know is it was in the Metroid Prime series. Honestly, I never really followed the Metroid series.
Oh, okay.
Because I just wasn't a huge fan of Samus, personally.
Dark Samus actually debuted in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Okay, I understand. Well, I didn't play that one. I played the first one.
Yeah.
That must have been the one I played.
And what about Yoshi?
Oh, Super Mario World, wasn't it?
Yep. And actually, Dark Samus first made her appearance as a cameo in the first Metro Prime, and then her proper debut was.
Okay, we're not gonna go with. How about this? We go with when the actual character debuted, not stupid cameos, because that then convolutes this even further than it already freaking is.
So you said.
Yoshi was Super Mario World.
Correct.
Because that was the third game in the Super Mario series.
It was like the fourth game.
Third or fourth, and it was deemed a possibility to create Yoshi.
Yeah.
Because the creator of Mario said it was technically impossible to create Yoshi on the NES.
Yeah. What about Kirby? And this one's actually a trick question.
Because it wasn't actually a Kirby game. Which was the hilarious thing about that. He
debuted in a game I never heard of before.
Which makes that difficult for me because I'm not 100% sure about it.
It's actually, if you don't know the name.
I may not.
He debuted in a game called Arcana.
Oh, Arcana, yeah. I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be. I don't remember if that game was ever actually released in the States.
I'm not sure if it was either.
I'm not sure the game was released in the States. You guys gotta remember, Nintendo has the worst habit of not releasing games internationally.
Yeah.
Because there are countless games on the NES, the Super NES, that are Japan exclusives.
Yeah. And,
or that are European exclusives.
Yeah, and I guess his the first game that he debuted in his home series.
Oh yeah, it was Kirby. It was Kirby's Dimension, wasn't it?
Kirby's Dream Land.
Oh, Kirby's Dream Land, yeah.
Sorry. What about Fox?
Fox McCloud. That would be Star Fox.
Correct. Pikachu.
That's easy for me because I am a diehard Pokemon fan.
Correct. And what about Luigi?
Oh, the palette swap character.
My favorite Mario character, by the way.
Well, he's a lot of people's characters. He's mine too, honestly. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Mario, I like Luigi because my favorite game happens to be Luigi's Mansion on GameCube.
Yeah.
Which is everybody's favorite who's ever played it.
Yeah.
Luigi as a character. Wasn't it also Mario Brothers?
Correct.
Yeah, but as a character,
that was his first. That was his first debut.
That was his debut,
ever.
but as a character given name, that wasn't until the NES, wasn't it?
No, he was Luigi in Mario Brothers.
Okay.
And what about Ness?
Now, here's the thing. Do we go by what they call it in Japan, or do we go by what they call it here in the States?
You can do either or.
Okay, if we go by what it is called here in the States, it is called Earthbound.
Correct.
But in Japan, they call it Mother.
Correct. And
Mother 2, actually, I believe, if I remember correctly.
And what about Captain Falcon?
That would be F-Zero.
Correct. And Jigglypuff.
Well, Jigglypuff would also be Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon. What are the versions called?
Well,
same goes for Pikachu. They both debut in the same.
Well, yeah, but if I remember correctly, Pikachu may have been exclusive to Pokemon Red. In Japan, it was released as Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green.
Yeah.
Then later, Blue and Yellow. Unfortunately, here in the States, we only ended up getting Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah.
Because our Pokemon Red and Blue were based off of Japan's Pokemon Blue, which was a touched-up version of Red and Green.
Yeah.
To fix some glaring game-breaking bugs, but they still left some game-breaking bugs in the game.
So yeah.
Which made it makes Gen 1 one of the most broken games in the series.
Pikachu actually debuted in Pokemon Yellow version. The special Pikachu edition, I believe is what it was called.
No, it was first in Pokemon Red. He was in Pokemon Red. I know for the sheer fact of I captured 3 Pikachus and then my game crashed. The minute I captured the 3rd one. And lost my save data due to it.
Well, yeah, Pokemon Red and Green versions.
Yeah.
And
because Pokemon Yellow was based off of the anime. Right. And based off the manga that was attached to it, which came out, I believe, 2 years later after the first game.
So yeah, you guessed Jigglypuff.
Was also a Pokemon Red and Green.
Correct. And
and then Red and Blue here in the States.
Yeah. And what about Peach?
That'd be Super Mario Brothers.
Correct.
On the NES.
Correct. And what about Miss Daisy?
Now, this is going to be an issue for me. Was that Super Mario World?
No, it was Super Mario Land on the Game Boy.
Okay. Fair enough, because I've never personally played that. I've seen gameplay footage of it. I've actually watched speedruns, and I've watched glitch hunts of that game, but did not know that was her debut.
Oh.
Which is fine.
And what about Bowser?
That'd also be Super Mario.
Correct. And what about the Ice Climbers, Popo and Nana?
Popo and Nana, that would be the Ice Climbers.
Ice Climber.
Well, Ice Climber.
Yeah, they call it Ice Climber.
I put the S on it because there's 2 fucking characters.
Well, the game is called Ice Climber.
I don't care. If there's 2 characters in the damn game, it needs to be plural, in my opinion. Now, that is a nitpick out of me, honestly.
Okay. Now, I'm sure you know what your next character happens to be his main. Yeah, I'm sure you know which game Sheik debuted in.
Well, yeah, I do. It's Ocarina of Time.
Correct. And Zelda?
Zelda debuted in the first Legend of Zelda game.
Correct, which was The Legend of Zelda. And Dr. Mario.
Well, that would be Dr. Mario.
Yeah. And what about Pichu?
Pokemon again, but that would be Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Correct. And
I don't remember correctly, was Pichu Gen 2 or Gen 3?
Gen 2.
It is Gen 2.
How about
For the sheer fact of, you gotta remember, I've played every Pokemon game, but sometimes the gens blur together in my mind and I can't exactly remember sometimes. Which is bad on me being a Pokemon fan, but it is difficult. Especially when you play certain games out of order.
Right. And what about Falco?
Well, he also debuted in Star Fox.
Correct. And what about Marth? What was the name of the game?
The one...
His first game.
The one we got here in the States, or the one where he debuted
in? No, the one he debuted in.
Okay.
In Japan. It's kind of a long name.
Oh yeah, it's like a fucking paragraph.
It's a sentence. It's a long name.
Yeah, especially for a Game Boy Advance game.
He actually debuted on the Famicom.
Oh, was it Famicom?
Yeah.
Alright, then I don't know. I know it's Fire Emblem, but I don't follow the Fire Emblem series, so I don't exactly know the name.
His first game was Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light.
God, that's too fucking long of a name.
Yeah, and what about Lucina?
Isn't she also Fire Emblem?
Yeah. What game did she first debut in?
Well, I know it's Fire Emblem, dude. Like I just said, I don't follow the Fire Emblem series. I just know she's in Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay. Well, she debuted in Fire Emblem Awakening.
Fire Emblem Awakening. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And Young Link.
Okay, technically, Young Link, yes, debuted, and I believe it was the very first Legend of Zelda. Because if you look at the timeline, I think he follows under the the kid timeline. But as a character, I believe it may have been Link's Awakening.
His debut actually happens to be Ocarina of Time.
Okay, well, nothing. I'm going off timelines of the gaming timeline.
Yeah, sure.
Which is bad on my part, but
it's okay. Well, with the Legend of Zelda, I can't really blame you for that.
Yeah, because my God, the fucking thing, goes down normally and then splits into three.
The timeline is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it makes my head split.
Because you've got the kid timeline, you've got the adult timeline where he defeats Ganon, and then you got the timeline where the hero of time loses to Ganon.
And I haven't. If I looked at the timeline again, I could probably remember it. I remember the Metroid timeline pretty well, but we'll circle back to Metroid later on.
Because Metroid is very linear on its timeline. It's not like
and for example, like the Metroid Prime games take place between Metroid 2 and Super Metroid, I think. And Metroid, what was it? Metroid Fusion is last in the timeline, I believe.
I believe so. Yes, the game's released out of order considered to its timeline, but
which I find it interesting, but
well, it's not strange. They do it. They do that kind of shit all the time. Honestly, I have an issue with the Zelda timeline because, like I just said, it splits into three, and normally it goes down normal, and then, like I said, it splits into three, and then Ganon's all over the fucking place.
And yeah, so now what about Ganondorf? Now this can be a trick question, but
well, as a character, he debuted in, I believe it was Legend of Zelda, but as a character himself, with his design in Smash, it was Ocarina of Time.
Correct. Yeah, he made his debut proper in the first Legend of Zelda, and then he was first called Ganondorf in A Link to the Past, and then his Ganondorf form did not exist until Ocarina of Time. Now, what about Mewtwo?
Mewtwo debuted in Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, Red and Blue here in the States.
Correct.
It was apparently asked to find because you had to beat the Pokemon League and then have to go to a special cave in Cerulean, and it is a freaking nightmare to navigate.
Mm-hmm. And what about Roy? This is also
the next two characters are also Fire Emblem, but again, I don't know the Fire Emblem names exact because I don't play Fire Emblem.
No, it's okay. I don't either. But Roy, he actually he's one of those characters that debuted outside of his home series. His first debut ever.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, Melee.
It was Melee.
Because it was Melee because he wasn't put in a game yet because his game was in development.
Yeah.
In the time of Melee's release.
His debut in Melee was meant to promote his upcoming release.
Which was the first Fire Emblem game released here in the States.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It was like the one that came after Roy's game. Roy's first Fire Emblem game was Fire Emblem The Binding Blade.
Okay. Like I said, I don't follow Fire Emblem, so...
and You don't know Crom's debut game either?
Well, I know it's Fire Emblem, but again, don't know.
It's actually Fire Emblem Awakening as well as Lucina.
Okay.
And what about Mr. Game & Watch?
Well, technically that's a trick question because technically he didn't debut in a game because he was Game & Watch was the name given to handhelds that Nintendo used to make.
Yeah, even the Smash Wiki acknowledges this because his first debut game was Ball as a juggler, and the incarnation we see of him now.
It was Melee.
Yeah, he also debuted in Super Smash Bros. Melee, technically speaking, kind of. But next we're gonna go with
Well, because Game & Watch was, like I said, it was a name given to a line of handheld games that Nintendo made that are pretty much representative of the old Tiger handheld games.
They were Nintendo's first video games ever.
Oh yeah,
and
because before that they used to make board games.
Yeah, and the classic Hanafuda cards was one of the first things that they ever made in the 1800s. My God! But anyway,
people don't realize before they became a gaming company, they were board games, and then before that
they debuted in 1885.
Yeah, they did board games and card games.
That's a long time for a company to be around. But next up we have Meta Knight.
Go Meta Knight! That is also a Kirby game.
One of my favorite Kirby characters, actually.
I should know this because I've played it. I've watched cheat runs of it. I've also watched glitch runs in the game, and one of the levels is referred to as no, that's a different game. That's the Revenge of Meta Knight, actually. Oh, I'm drawing a damn blank. Which Kirby game was it?
His first game was Kirby's Adventure.
Was it Kirby's Adventure?
Yeah.
On the...
I think the NES.
No, that would be the Super NES. It was Super NES. Then released on Game Boy.
No, it's Console of Origin. Shit, where is it? No, it's the NES.
Was it the NES?
Yeah.
Because I know it was also released on Game Boy, because that's where I played.
Game Boy Advance. That was the GBA remake was Nightmare in Dreamland, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But anyway, next up we have Pit.
Well, that would be Kid Icarus.
Correct. And what about Dark Pit?
Wasn't that Kid Icarus Uprising?
Correct. What about Zero Suit Samus?
Well, technically it would be Metroid, because if you beat the game in Metroid, you get you can get Samus to take off her outfit.
But when did she first don this?
The
suit?
actual Zero Suit itself, that would also be Metroid Prime.
That's actually incorrect. The first time she wore this suit was in Metroid Zero Mission.
Was it Zero Mission?
Yeah.
Never played it.
Oh.
Never played it.
What about Mr. Wario?
It would be Super Mario World.
His first game was Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
Okay, honestly, the only game that involved Wario that I played was was Welcome to Wario World.
Oh, yeah.
No, Wario Land.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that name is on the GameCube.
Yeah, Wario World. I never played that game.
It's a great game. It's a strange collectathon platformer, but it's pretty fun.
I only ever played Wario Land Super Mario Land 3. That's the only Wario game I've ever played in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was pretty fun. So we have Solid Snake, the first third-party character introduced in the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Which I'm surprised that ever happened, because Nintendo and Konami aren't exactly... Yeah. But, anyway. Snake. Which Snake is it? Is it Solid Snake in Smash Bros?
Oh yeah, Solid Snake, not Big Boss.
Well, no, because you got 3 different kinds of snakes. You got Snake, you got Liquid Snake, and then you got Solid Snake.
Yeah, you have a Solid Snake.
Okay, Solid Snake. That would be Metal Gear Solid.
Actually, his debut game was Metal Gear.
Well, because that's why I asked. Because that is Snake.
It's one of those series where,
like I said,
it was named after the first entry.
Yeah, because because Snake as a character first debuted in Metal Gear, which was released
on that. You know what system was?
Wasn't it the NES?
No, that's actually something called the MSX2. I don't really
know.
Oh,
the MSX2.
I don't know anything about that system, to be honest with you. He's one of the...
It's back in the 8-bit era.
It was like a home computer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was basically a freaking... Yeah, it was a...
So, yeah. Snake along with Sans are like the only two characters in Smash that debuted on a computer. And Sans debuted on the modern PC. And Steam, but next up we have Ike.
Again, another Fire Emblem character I don't know.
He debuted in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and Pokemon Trainer. Now we got 5 characters to work with because we have two of the Pokemon trainers. We have Red and Leaf. And then we have the 3 Pokemon, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard. So that's 5 people.
Well, we don't count we're not going to do the Pokemon for the show fact of the Pokemon debuted in Red and Green.
All 3, yeah.
Yeah, all 3. Yeah, Red debuted in also Red and Green. Leaf didn't make an appearance in a game until Red and Green's remake, which was Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Correct. Good job.
Yeah, because they tried to implement it back in the Game Boy era, but time constraints and issues with the engine had caused it not to be doable. So it made it difficult. So they had to wait till the second game to give a female character.
Oh, okay. Now what about
which was Chris in Pokemon Gold.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Oh no, not Pokemon Gold. It was Pokemon Crystal, the third game.
Oh yeah, the third game in Generation 2.
Yeah.
So what about Diddy Kong?
Wouldn't that also be Donkey Kong Country?
Yeah, correct. Donkey Kong Country. Now what about Lucas?
Now, I know he's another Earthbound character.
Uh-huh.
But I can't remember. Would he be Mother 3?
Yep, Mother 3. The only Mother game that has not been released in the US is still.
Yeah, after 20 years.
That game came out in 2006, and I can completely understand why people are upset by the fact that it still hasn't been released in America. And I don't play Earthbound, but again, I would be upset too at something like that. But next up we have none other than the Blue Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, as a character with a name, it was Sonic. It was Sonic the Hedgehog. But as a cameo, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It was a keychain and it was a keychain. Oh, not really a keychain, but a kind of like a necklace, thing that would dangle from rearview mirror. It was in a driving game. I can't think.
It was called Rad Mobile.
Yeah, that's it. That's the name.
Yeah.
But as a character with a name, it is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. What about King Dedede?
Another Kirby character from another Kirby game that I'm not 100% sure on.
That would actually be.
Would that be Kirby's Adventures?
King Dedede debuted in the same game that Kirby did. It was actually the first Kirby game of the series, Kirby's Dream Land, on the Game Boy.
Okay.
Next up we have Olimar. And
Olimar, that would be Pikmin.
What about his alternate character costume, Alf?
That'd be Pikmin too, wouldn't it?
Alf, if you remember what Alf looks like.
No, I really don't. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it's okay. I'll show you Alf because this character select screen doesn't show all the alternate character costumes. This is Alf.
Yeah, but wouldn't that still be Pikmin 2?
Pikmin 3 actually.
Pikmin 3. I don't play the Pikmin series. I don't understand the concept of it.
I think Louis debuted in 2, if I had to guess. But so next up we have Lucario.
Now, here is an interesting character. One of the few characters that had technically can actually speak without any interference with a scientist, because he uses aura to to speak.
Yeah.
It's a Pokemon game. I believe it was Diamond and Pearl.
Correct. Yeah. No, Generation 4.
Yes, because Riolu debuted later, which is the pre-evolved form of Lucario.
That's happened a lot. Sometimes.
It does. It does it. They do it all the time.
That's been happening since Gen 2, where pre-evolved versions of.
Gen 2 started the trend.
Yeah, with like.
Because
with Igglybuff and.
Oh my God!
Pichu and.
Out of all the pre-evolved forms that came out of Generation 2, only Pichu is actually the only good one. Magby looks cool, but he doesn't learn anything good until he evolves into Magmar.
Yeah. So next up, Rob. Now this one is a bit of a trick question.
Well, because technically he didn't debut in a game. He debuted as hardware on the NES.
Correct. And so yeah, that and his first debut was in real life. He's like one of two characters in Smash Brothers that actually exists in real life.
Yeah.
The other being Dr. Kawashima.
Yeah, true.
So his first game appearance, the first game that he was used for was Stack Up and Gyromite as a peripheral, or like we said in his first. The first time he made a cameo in a game,
yes,
was actually Kirby's Dream Land 3. I didn't know this. I was first introduced to him in Mario Kart DS, actually. I loved playing as him in that.
I've known about Rob probably going on 20 years now. Now thinking about it, I've known about the character for a while, which is weird because I don't remember if he was actually released here in the States. And normally, unless you had to go by going through Nintendo Power and getting it.
Yeah.
Again, which is going back to Nintendo being strange.
Yeah.
If he was released here in the States, actually, then yeah, that's fine. I don't remember if he was actually released here in the States. Yeah, normally.
Oh, okay. Now, what about Toon Link?
That would be the Wind Waker.
Yep.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Yeah, you're right. There's an interesting note on the wiki that says, although 2D artwork of the Toon's art style debuted alongside Legend of Zelda 4 Swords, which was released shortly before the Wind Waker, the art style itself was technically established during the Wind Waker's development cycle, which occurred before 4 Swords' development cycle. Interesting. Next up, we have Wolf O'Donnell.
Well, that's another Star Fox, but...
Oh, even I have to double check on here just so I can make sure I'm not giving you the wrong answers.
Well, that's fine.
Because even I don't remember all of their debut games.
Wolf is a interesting character. I know he debuted in a Star Fox game, but I can't for the life of me remember. It may have been that 3D platformer game they attempted on the GameCube that most people just freaking hate. Or it could have been the next game after that, which I can't even think of its name either.
It wasn't either of those. You're thinking of like Adventures and... Yeah, it wasn't those games. He didn't debut on the GameCube. His original first appearance was intended to be Star Fox 2, but that was canceled, and that didn't get released until it was released on the Super NES Classic.
Yeah.
His actual debut wound up being Star Fox 64. Okay.
Never played it.
Oh.
Because I did not grow up with a N64. I grew up with a PlayStation. So, not exactly a character I would know.
Now, what about Villager?
Well, that would be Animal Crossing.
You know what's funny? Animal Crossing actually debuted in Japan, and
I don't know what the hell it was called in Japan, but I know
it was actually called Animal Force, and that was released in 2001.
I'm going by what it's called here in the States for the sheer fact that I don't know what the hell it was called in Japan.
An interesting thing to note, their console version was not the GameCube like everyone thought, but it's actually the N64.
Well, yeah. The the first game we got, it was on GameCube, but because we didn't get the N64 one.
Yeah, and next up we have the Blue Bomber Mega Man.
Which is Mega Man.
Correct. It's funny some of these characters debuted in the same name as them.
Exactly.
It's funny. It's funny how some characters are named after their own series. Or the series are named after them. Next up we have Wii Fit Trainer. Now this one even trips me up because
it was Wii Fit. It's the game. Per damn name, it's Wii Fit.
I believe that's right. Let me double check. Yep, Wii Fit. 2007.
Yeah, it was released 1 year after the Wii was released.
I don't know why I thought it was now Rosalina and Luma.
Didn't they debut in Super Mario Galaxy?
Correct, one of my favorite Mario games of all time. And next up we have Little Mac.
Now, would that be Punch Out or would that be Super Punch Out?
That would be Punch Out, which I believe debuted in the arcade before.
Yes, it was an arcade game before it moved to the NES.
Yep, definitely. And 1983. Wow.
Yeah.
And like 5 years before it debuted on the NES, which is 1987.
Yeah.
And now, next up we have Greninja.
Greninja, one of the strangest, but one of the most awesome characters in Pokemon.
One of my favorite Pokemon, along with Mewtwo.
Well, I like Mewtwo, but I don't like playing as him in Smash because
Fair enough.
He's difficult as hell.
His playstyle that isn't everyone's cup of tea.
Well, because he's not simple. He's difficult as fuck.
Basically a glass cannon is what he is.
He really is. He can dish out a lot of damn damage, but you breathe on him, he's going 100 feet.
So, which is ironic for his size, but I guess not if you know his backstory at all. But anyway, back to Greninja.
Greninja, that would be. Oh fuck. It's Pokemon. Oh my god, what the fuck is it? X and Y.
Yep.
That's it. I was like, my god. Because I was going through the games that were on the 3DS. I was like, okay. Because Black and White 2 were the last games on the game on the 3D on the DS.
Yeah.
And then for some apparent reason, I was skipping over X and Y and going straight to Sun and Moon. I was like, what is my issue?
Yeah, you were skipping Gen 6 entirely.
I know there was a game in between because it debuted, because those games were released around the same time as the 3DS was released.
Yeah.
What the hell are their names? And they are X and Y.
Now, what about Palutena?
Palutena? Wouldn't that also be Kid Icarus?
Correct.
Well, actually, really more like Kid Uprising?
No, she debuted in the first game.
Well, yeah, but the design we have over now is more of Kid Icarus Uprising.
Her new design, along with Pit's new design, actually debuted in Brawl.
Sure.
And
Pac-Man, that's easy. That's Pac-Man.
Of course. What about Robin?
It's not another damn Fire Emblem character.
Yes. One of the more unique ones is actually a tactician.
It's a tactical RPG game. You can't. Not everybody has to be a freaking warrior.
He's a magic user.
Yeah, not everybody has to be a sword wielding warrior. It's a technical RPG. I know that much about the game. There has to be. When you're making a RPG that is like Fire Emblem, you've got to diversitize the characters.
Do you know what game he debuted in?
No. I just know it's Fire Emblem.
Oh, he debuted in Fire Emblem Awakening.
Now, this next character is one of your favorite characters, actually.
Yes, I thoroughly like the character Shulk. His game was one of the reasons why I actually wanted a Wii, because I saw the commercials for the game and I was sold the minute I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to wait almost 10 years to get the game.
I bet you're excited for a definitive edition, though.
Oh, I'm just waiting for the release date.
Yeah. So.
Just waiting for the release date of Xenoblade.
So
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yep, that's the name.
Yep.
Now, what about Bowser Jr.?
All I know is one of the Super Mario Brothers games. I just don't know which one.
Oh, it's actually Super Mario Sunshine.
Was it Super Mario Sunshine?
Now, what he has alternate character costumes as well.
Oh yeah, I know, because you can play as all the Koopalings.
Now, when did all the Koopalings debut? They all debut in the same game.
Oh yeah, I know, because they were all bosses, underbosses to Bowser, which is bad because I've played it, and I can't think of the name at the moment.
Mm.
I can't think of the name.
It's Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
And next up, we have the Duck Hunt duo,
Which is Duck Hunt.
Yep.
That fucking dog. Anybody who's played Duck Hunt understands that dog is annoying as hell.
Yeah. Now, next up we have he has a nickname, but I forgot I can't remember what it's off the top of my head, but it's Ryu.
Yeah, we're gonna just call him by his name, which is Ryu, and he debuted in Street Fighter.
Correct. And what about Ken?
Ken Masters also debuted in Street Fighter.
As far as I know, they were the only two playable characters in the first game, and I think they played exactly the same too.
They do play the same. The only difference is Ryu's more of a projectile thrower, and Ken's more of a up-close character.
Oh, what about Cloud Strife?
Cloud Strife, that would be Final Fantasy VII.
Correct. And the only Final Fantasy VII game that I even am remotely interested in, as well as the compilation of Final Fantasy VII overall. But anyway, next up we have Corrin.
Oh, I don't even fucking know.
Oh, Corrin's a Fire Emblem character.
Oh, okay.
So,
maybe I need to play Fire Emblem. My god, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4...
We have 8.
8 fucking characters. Meaning I need to pick up a fucking Fire Emblem game.
So his first game was Fire Emblem Fates.
Fire Emblem Fates, okay.
Yeah. And, this artwork from Fire Emblem Warriors. I'm like, I don't recognize this artwork. But, yeah, next up we have Bayonetta.
Another character I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
She's a phenomenal character in and out of Smash.
Mm-hmm.
She debuted in Bayonetta.
Correct. And next up we have the Inklings.
That'd be Splatoon.
Correct. And then next up we have Ridley.
That would be Metroid.
Correct. The very first game in the series. And next up we have...
And then got different iterations throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah, I love Ridley. And next up we have Simon Belmont.
Simon Belmont. That'd be Castlevania.
Correct. That was the first game in the series. And
mm-hmm.
Next up we have Richter.
Another Castlevania, but I am drawing a blank on which Castlevania it is.
Oh, well, his first game was Rondo of Blood.
I never played it. I never played Rondo of Blood. I only played the 2 games in the series.
It actually debuted in his game debuted on the PC Engine. If any of y'all know what that is.
Yeah. Like I said, I only really played 2 out of the series. Played Castlevania, and then Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Now, what about King K. Rool?
It's another Donkey Kong character. Didn't he debut in Donkey Kong Country?
Correct. Next up we have Isabelle.
Isabelle Gritty, the fucking asshole.
I like Isabelle.
I don't. When I was playing Smash Brothers, I had a fucking hard time going against her because all she wanted to do was spam her down Smash stack.
Oh, okay.
That's all she ever wanted to do. I'm like, do something different.
That's the
That's her water bucket, I think.
I know, she kept spamming it. I'm like, damn it, stop it.
I thought you were gonna say her fishing rod or whatever.
It wasn't the damn bucket. It was a damn fishing rod.
This is the first time I'm hearing of people spamming the water bucket. But anyway, what's her debut game?
There's also Animal Crossing. No, but
okay, this game came out when we were in high school in 2013. One of our friends played this a lot.
Who?
Tavi.
Oh, good God,
Tavi. Anyway,
Tavi, why the hell were you playing? No, fuck.
You don't know the name, do you?
Well, I know it's an Animal Crossing game, but I don't know which Animal Crossing it was.
It was Animal Crossing New Leaf.
New Leaf, okay.
Yeah, and next up we have Incineroar.
Another Pokemon character, but this one is from Sun and Moon.
Correct. And next up...
My Pokemon of choice when it came to starters, I chose the fire type myself.
Chose Litten.
Yep.
Yeah. And next up we have Piranha Plant. The first Smash Bros. Fighter in the series that's actually a mob.
True.
Which is awesome in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Another Super Mario character.
You know his first game? Their first game.
Wasn't it Super Mario?
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, Super Mario Brothers. I tend to take off the brothers part sometimes talking about the game.
Okay, well, when it comes to the quiz, you gotta be clear.
I know.
Gotta be clear. Not to be hard on you or anything. Just,
I know, but who really fucking cares? Okay.
I'm not keeping score anyway, so...
okay, if we're going by score, I've missed about a third of the characters so far for the show. I know that they're from a particular game in the series, but don't know the exact game that they debuted in.
So yeah, we're actually almost done, and we've blazed through this a little faster than I thought, which is nice. Next up, we have Joker from
Persona 5. Good job, dude.
Yeah, I didn't say the number.
No, but it's Persona 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's up. I don't even know where I was gonna go with that.
Oh, I'm a big RPG fan, so I play a lot of RPGs.
I really want to play Persona 5. I might just skip the original and play Royale instead because it fixed some things. They did make some improvements in Royale.
Oh, they did. They made a lot of improvements. I've played the original, and it is...
I know it's a slog. It can be a slog of a game. In other words, like
it's
a very. I mean that. I don't mean that in a bad way.
It's grind heavy and slow. It is slow progression, but it is a great game nonetheless.
Yeah, it's over 100 hours, but it's still on my list of games I really want to play.
Well, Persona is typically... Well, they're trying to better it later in the series, but still very grind heavy and a very slow paced game, which annoys the living hell out of me.
But I do know the characters are great though.
Oh, the characters are phenomenal.
So next up we have the hero from Dragon Quest. Now this one...
Thanks for giving it away. It's Dragon Quest, but...
The Dragon Quest series is what
yeah. Now, you're going to have to bear with me for the sheer fact that I haven't played a Dragon Quest game since it was on the Super Nintendo.
Okay, I'll help you out. So
since it was on the Super Nintendo, so...
I'll help you out. There's
what, 7 characters?
There's
in the game?
There are 4 of the heroes from Dragon Quest and Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you a hint. None of them actually debuted in the first game.
Well, no, because they are all because.
But when
side problem because the first game was 16-bit and it was a 2D RPG.
But
so kind of hard to do that.
What was the first game that the hero class debuted in? As a class.
As a class.
Or rather a general concept.
As a general concept in Dragon Quest, wasn't that? Wasn't that Dragon Quest 3?
Actually, no, it was the very first Dragon Quest.
Was it Dragon Quest? Yeah, the first Dragon Quest?
Now,
mind you, like I said, I haven't played a Dragon Quest game in forever.
No, it's okay.
It's been a really long time, which is sad because it's not a bad game.
So there are four heroes in the game. We have the one in purple known as the Luminary. Now we'll start with him first.
The Luminary. You're just gonna have to fucking tell me, dude, because I don't fucking remember.
Okay, Dragon Quest XI.
Never played it.
It's the newest game in the series.
Never played it.
And what about this guy, the guy with the spiky hair?
Because you just named every fucking anime character.
Every Akira Toriyama character. This is the epitome of Akira Toriyama design. This
the
hero.
Dude made a character who was a character designer for Dragon Ball Z.
And lots of other things as well. He also did character art for Chrono Trigger and.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Chrono Trigger.
Some other Shonen Jump comics. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but he's a great character designer, I will say. Even though I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z at all.
But, I'm a giant fan of the Dragon Ball series.
So when did this hero debut?
I have no
idea. His name is Erdrick. He actually debuted in Dragon Quest III. Now wait, the green one, his name is Solo.
Is he related to Han Solo?
No, but you know what's funny? Every time I play as him, I play on a Star Fox stage that takes place in space. I always just like to do that. I think it's funny. But anyway, what was his debut game?
I know it's Dragon Quest, but I don't know which number it was.
It was Dragon Quest IV.
Was it 4?
Yeah, and the last one we have, his name is 8. That I'm pretty sure I gave that away.
Well, it was Dragon Quest 8.
Yeah. But he's also a PlayStation character. He also debuted on the PlayStation.
Yeah, he debuted on PS2.
Yeah. And next up, who's next on the list? Even I can't remember. Banjo and Kazooie.
That would be from the game, the title, the title characters from the game of the same name, Banjo and Kazooie.
Correct. Now, what about Terry Bogard?
Now, here's my issue with him, because he's in 2 different games.
He stars in 2 different series.
Yes, he's in King of Fighters and in Fatal Fury. Now, if I remember correctly, Fatal Fury came out first.
It did.
So I think he debuted in Fatal Fury.
Yep, the first Fatal Fury game in the series is pretty much considered the main character of Fatal Fury.
Well, because he's really the only... He's a good character, but he's broken as fuck.
He's one of my favorite characters to play as in Smash Ultimate.
Well, yeah, but because he's not broken like he is in Fatal Fury.
He's the only traditional fighting game character that I can actually, play to his fullest potential. He's even though he's technically more complex, he's surprisingly the easiest of all the traditional fighting game characters for me personally.
Well, he's got a simple setup when it comes to moveset. But anyway,
next up we have technically two more characters left. We have next up we have Byleth.
Is that another Fire Emblem character?
Yes. you could tell just by his design, couldn't you? Yeah. A lot of the Fire Emblem characters actually have male and female variants. Byleth is an avatar character, much like Robin and Corrin.
Okay.
So
again, no, it's a Fire Emblem.
I'll save you the trouble. Byleth debuted in Fire Emblem Three Houses. He's the newest debuted Smash Brothers character. He debuted in June of 2019 or July of 2019, and he made his Smash Bros. Debut in January of 2020. So that's just 6 months.
Yeah, literally 6 months after his game debut.
And last but not least, we have the Mii Fighters.
Or we're gonna go by the Mii when the actual Mii's itself debuted.
Oh yes, the Mii's.
Or we're gonna go by when the individual brawler, sword fighter, and gunner debuted.
We'll do both. When did the Mii's themselves debut? There's actually technically 2 answers for this.
Well, the Mii's more or less debuted when the Wii debuted, which was in 2006.
It debuted on the Mii channel.
Yeah, which was what, around 2007?
2006. Now, what was their first proper in-game appearance? I'll give you.
Wasn't that Wii Sports?
Yes, I didn't even need to give you a hint. It came bundled with every Wii ever at the time. Yep. So now the Mii Fighters, they're very interesting. The Mii franchise. Now, just for shits and giggles, when did the Mii Fighter classes debut?
Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Smash 4.
Was it Smash 4?
Yeah.
Never played it. Oh. Never had the opportunity to play Smash 4 because I didn't have a Wii U.
Oh yeah. All right, so that was a little strenuous, but it was still a lot of fun. I got to be a quizzer for the first time. All right, there we go. Oh, interesting. My phone has a microphone, or my computer has a microphone notification. It says, "My movie maker is using your microphone." I've never seen that before.
Oh, how do you think it picks up audio?
I just never seen that notification before.
Fair.
So yeah, I'm glad I finally got to do a video like this, and
this was fun. A little more strenuous than I thought going into it, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. It took about as long as I expected. I was hoping for maybe only 30 minutes, but...
with over 40 characters, there's no way.
Chugga Conroy's video where he had his mom guess every Smash Bros. Fire was like 35 minutes or 45 minutes, so I was hoping I was going to be within that range, but... It's alright. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad I finally have one of my friends being in one of my 100th videos, one of my milestone videos. Because that never happens. Nobody appears in my milestone videos before. You're the first one, so that's awesome.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
Actually, not thinking about it, I've been in a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of stuff on your channel.
You and Tyler are probably my most recurring guests.
Well, it happens, and we're friends and we live that close.
Yeah. So, I don't know how else to end the video, but if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. I might do other challenge videos like this. Might do other quiz videos like this.
No, it's called Other Videos Where He Tortures Me.
Yeah, because if he quizzed me, I would have been able to get most of them right. So it would have been too easy for me. not to toot my own horn, but I'm very smart. But next.
Oh, I could find gaming trivia that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. So my mind's drawing a blank here. I know what my next videos are going to be.
Ramblings. So let's end this before it gets overly too long because we're already pushing at an hour.
I'll just tell you what to stay tuned for throughout the week. We're going to be doing an Elimination Chamber review discussion video, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's a review. Review/discussion.
He actually wanted to watch the pay-per-view a second time. That way he could do a better job at reviewing it. But for something that long, I personally wouldn't rewatch the whole pay-per-view just to...
Well, because my outlook on it is I watch it once as a fan. Next, I'll watch it as somebody who's about to critique it. So I can actually sit and watch. Okay, this was wrong. This was a good idea. What the fuck did they just do there?
Yeah. So and also I have a lot of episode reviews for the Casa Grandes on the way. I'm behind on those, but I had to push all those reviews behind for this video specifically. So there's even more Casa Grandes episodes coming this Saturday. As I'm talking, he doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. So,
and don't really care.
It's a cartoon I watched.
I know it is.
Anyway, so yeah, stay tuned.
You watch cartoons, I watch anime, so...
I watch both, thank you very much.
I gave up watching regular cartoons for the sheer fact of a lot of cartoons nowadays are becoming crap.
I understand.
So the only thing
it depends on who you ask, but we're not gonna get into more of that. So we're just gonna end off the video here.
Because the only real constant I've noticed is anime's been stayed consistently pretty good, except with a few outliers. kind of all flooding the market at the moment, but
Yeah. So
that happens.
we had a lot of fun, and yeah, here's to another 100 videos. Can't wait to see what the 800th video is gonna be.
Yeah, it's called He's Gonna Torture Me at Something Else.
We'll see. I've I've come up with ideas for what that video might be. So look forward to that. Maybe perhaps later on the year. So anyways, once again, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and all right, fine. On behalf of both of us,
dude, I don't end videos.
You don't start videos. You don't end videos.
Dude, I am a guy. You put me in front of the camera and stuff, and then that's it. You don't say, "Hey, I need to do an opening for a video. And I need to do a closing for a video." That's not me.
Oh, okay. Are we even framed good in this?
Oh. No, probably not. But who gives a damn?
It's okay. So once again, and on behalf of both of us, thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for us, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye. I'm pretty sure 701, or no, I'm not sure what 701 is going to. It was going to be the Elimination Chamber review, but
it's either going to be 701 or 702.
Or 705, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
But crap, how do I end the video? All right, there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Later, guys.
Okay.